Good evening and welcome to the first night of your group. It is great to have you tonight. Now, if you've been alive for a while, you've been in team environments or group environments that were absolutely amazing. You found the conversation was rich and you added value and people added value to you, and by the end of the conversation you felt like, I can't wait for this to happen again. The conversation probably went way beyond the time limitations. You've probably also been in group environments that by the end of the night, you felt like you'd visited hell. I know this because I've been in those group environments that are dull and remarks are cutting and people don't participate and there's just lifelessness. Now, because I've been around church for a while, I've seen some of the things that make for great groups and some of the things that make for really bad groups. And because I really want you to have a great experience, I want you to speak about and work out how you're going to commit to these 4 areas. The first area I want to speak about is the area of growth. You know, everybody comes to a group for different reasons. Some people are here to meet a partner. Some people are here because you got dragged by your spouse. We all come for different reasons, but the underlying reason to come to a group and be part of a group has to be growth. It doesn't necessarily have to be growth in reading the Bible, but if growth is not the objective, then unfortunately you won't come with the attitude of, what can I learn? What can I get out of this? You have to have an objective for growth. It may even be, I want to grow in empathy, or I want to grow in that I'm really shy and I want to get boldness so that I can begin to speak and express myself. It may be the traditional things of, I want to grow in reading the Bible. It may be, I want to grow and deepen relationships with people, but the objective has to be growth in the Christian faith. Why don't you take a couple of minutes and write down what area you want to grow in and then speak about it to the group so that they can help you and hold you accountable. The second area I want to speak about is the area of attending. Now, I know that there are days when I just don't want to go to meetings. I can think of a number of meetings that, although I know they're important, I know that I should be there, I'm just tired, and honestly, I want to sit down and watch Netflix and go to sleep. But I also know that on many of the nights when I've decided to go, usually because I know the life group leader is going to ask me what I was really doing and why I didn't come. On those nights that I have gone, when I really didn't want to go, I left the meetings more regularly than not going, I am so glad that I went. If this group's going to be a great group experience, it's going to be because you commit. And so we give you 6 to 9 weeks. We say it up front that we ask you to commit to. We know that there are deadlines and there are trips over to Joburg and other things that get in the way. We ask that as much as possible you commit to attending and you communicate to the rest of the group when you can't. Won't you agree on this as a group that you're going to do that as much as possible? Set some rules for that. The third area I want to speak about is participation. What happens often in groups is that you have a number of people who really are into it and they speak a lot, and then you have a bunch of people who are dead silent. The dead silent people make it really hard for group leaders to lead. They also make the group less of an experience. So I want to ask you to agree to participate up front. You might be really shy and you may not want to participate a whole lot. I'm asking that you commit to at least saying one thing, adding one bit of value. And if you don't, allow your group leader to ask you what you think or how you're doing, so that at least the group knows where you're at, so that they can all feel like we're in this together. The last area I want to speak about is the area of creating a safe space. We've all been in environments where it didn't feel safe. We felt like if we spoke, we may be judged, or if we shared our opinion, it would probably be different and we'd somehow be ostracized. We've probably all experienced that. And the thing that marks Jesus' ministry was the opposite. He had empathy and he created a safe space. Creating a safe space requires strength, though, because in creating a safe space, you often have to call out the person who makes a cutting comment that feels critical and makes the person struggling with a problem feel judged. in creating a safe space, you need to ask the person who speaks and speaks and speaks and speaks to limit it to only 3 minutes. Otherwise, you're going to put a trapdoor in your floor and drop him out of it every time he goes over that. You have to come up with ways to create safe environments where everybody gets to participate. I'm asking you to set some rules for how you're going to create safe spaces so that everybody feels safe and they're able to be part of this group. My belief is if you get these 4 things right, it makes for an incredible experience for the next 6 to 9 weeks, and I pray God blesses you hugely. Why don't you discuss these before you get into the night?